It's Monday, July 21st, 2025. And before we go any further, you gotta scan this QR code. I say it week after week because it's the most important thing I say here. And if you're wondering why that is, it's because you gotta get tickets to the Mining Disrupt second expo happening in Dallas, Texas. That's right, later this year after we had a blowout, massive event in Fort Lauderdale. You absolutely do not want to miss this. And with what is happening, I feel like a broken record, but I have to remind you, things are moving, and they are moving fast. 3 bills passing that will completely reshape the landscape of the financial system in the United States for years and years to come. And we are at the very ground floor of this. And if you are a miner, you know what I'm talking about. And if you're not a miner already, that's why you got to get your tickets to understand why this is so important. As always, this is where you come for entertainment and education, not financial advice. I'm not the guy for that. We're going to jump over here. And speaking of broken records, wasn't the price 117 and change last week when I did this? I feel like it hasn't moved, except it did move. It moved a lot. It went up into the 120s for a little bit and then back down. It's been all over the place. Here's all I know. The hash rate is at all-time highs, 905 exahash. It's doing fantastic. We've got 16,000 unconfirmed blocks, and the priority and anytime fees are still in the very low single digits. We're going to start this week's story weave with this post right here from Adam Livingston. And I'm not going to go through the whole thing. We're going to come back to it. That's part of the weave. But he starts out by saying, "We are living through a profound paradigm shift with Bitcoin. Treasury companies and an extremely small percentage of the populace that can wrap their heads around what is happening." That is absolutely and astoundingly abundantly true. And then right on the heels of that, it connects beautifully, is this tweet from Bitstein where he says, "Bitcoin is a strange game where the only winning move is to play." Now, what does he mean by that? I imagine you've heard what I'm about to say here a few different ways, but this is my spin. If you play the game of storing time and energy, that's the name of the game. There's games called football, there's games called Pokemon. This one is called storing your time and energy. If you play that game, and you probably do, and you choose Team Fiat, then you will lose your time and energy because politicians will print that out of thin air for the cost of nothing. That's what they pay. They pay nothing. They don't even spend the time and energy, well, I guess technically they do, to say, yes, do that, and then here's $1 trillion printed out of thin air. That's a losing game because it sucks the time and energy that you have put into fiat out. It dilutes it. It spreads it out. And this right here will help you understand just how much the dollar is losing. Here's Bodgely saying, "Marty Malmy made the first Bitcoin trade at just 0.00 cents per coin. That's a tenth of a cent per coin. Since then, Bitcoin has risen 100 million X." Let me repeat that because it is such an insane number. 100 million X in 16 years. That means the US dollar, we were just talking about this, has been devaluing against Bitcoin at a staggering 10.4% a month. Per month. Every month. It's been losing 10% since 2009. Now we're going to return back to that Adam Livingston thread here for a second before we round things out. He says, "The volatility up to 20, down to 117, up to 23, down to 116. The volatility is a beautiful thing to see. Volatility is vitality. It means something is happening. People are using it. People are selling, buying, trading. It's moving. It's moving from these hands to those hands. It's alive. It's a living thing. Bitcoin on the balance sheet brings a shock of life to your dying company. Think of all the new investors trying to make a quick buck by trading these newfound beasts. I couldn't even imagine trying to trade this vol. And I'll bet we're all feeling a little bit of what Brian BTC_overflow is feeling. He says, "I've already acclimated to 120K. What has Bitcoin done for me lately?" I think $1 million Bitcoin, 1 million USD per Bitcoin is coming much, much sooner than we all think. There is a point in time when that price is hit and it'll be boring. Oh, $1 million. Oh, it dropped down to 900,000. It has swings of $10,000 in a day and whatever. Old news. And to round out this tweet from Adam Livingston, he says, as much as the average person possibly can, I think it's best that they remain calm with a sense of stillness, fully comprehending the strategy commanding the reason they pulled the trigger in the first place. And here he's talking about MicroStrategy or strategy, hence the capitalization in the above paragraph. The long-term ability to acquire increased Bitcoin exposure per share, full stop. The rest is noise. Have fun wading through the storm. There is going to be a lot of stormy weather in the coming months and years. This happening, this news, this thing getting approved, this thing getting not approved. It's gonna be that way, and you're gonna see Bitcoin go up and it goes down and it goes up and it goes down. That's not financial advice. That's a fact of reality. Look, I'm just stating the truth. Here it is. It goes up. It's 600, and it's gonna go down. Maybe. Oh, it went up a little bit, and then it goes up a little bit more, and then okay, it's still going up. It's 600. Oh, it went down a little bit, and up $2. Up. Okay, that's what it does. That's what Bitcoin does. Bitcoin is going to do what Bitcoin is going to do. And you can chill and relax knowing for a fact that if you store your time and energy in Bitcoin, it won't, compared to the dollar, go down over the long term. That's just how math works. I'll see you in Texas, and I'll see you right here next week.